Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Anugradi. My student number is 2019-210040. I'm from the first group of the marketing management Z1 class. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon to the audience. Good afternoon to lecture. Right now, I have the opportunity to show a presentation about the new product pricing strategies. What is the new product pricing strategies? A pricing strategy usually changes as the product passes through its life cycle. When the companies bring out their new product or release or publish their new product to the market, they can choose between two broad strategies. The number one is market skimming pricing, or number two, market penetration pricing. Uh, I want to give you the explanation about what is market skimming pricing. Market skimming pricing is a pricing strategy in which a marketer sets a relatively put their price high, initially their price high for a product or service at first, and then lowers the price over its time. Basically, the they do a temporal version of price discrimination, or we usually call as yield management. And then a price skimming is sometimes referred to as a riding down the demand curve. The objective of a price skimming strategy is to capture the consumer surplus early in the product of life cycle in order to exploit a monopolistic position or the low price sensitivity of innovators. Ah, and then after that, if your company choose to using the price skimming, there are the three challenges that the company should know about a price skimming. The number one is price skimming as a strategy cannot last for long. When the competitors soon launch the rival products, which put a pressure on the price of a company's price. Let's say Apple and Samsung. Let's say the Samsung release this month. Samsung released their new product, which is it's Galaxy Note 9. I don't know, Galaxy Note 9. The Samsung put the price for the Galaxy Note 9 is around $12 million rupiah. Sorry, 12 million rupiah. A couple months later, Apple they released their new product. It's iPhone. What is the latest version? 12, 13? Let's say 13. iPhone 13. And then the Apple put the same price like what Samsung did. It's around 12 million rupiah. When Apple released their product, the Galaxy Note 9 product from the Samsung brand is automatically reduced. It may be reduced for 10 million rupiahs for a Galaxy Note 9. I don't know. But full and underlying price skimming as a strategy cannot last for long. That's the example. That's why. And then the number two is the challenge is distribution, because a company necessarily need to give retailers higher margin to convince the retailers about their stock of product, because it can reduce or improve margin. It reducing the improved margin that can be delivered by a price skimming. And the final problem, or the last challenge, is that by price skimming, as a firm may slow down the volume growth of demand for the product, because this can give the competitors more time to develop their alternative product, and then they will publish it and they will release their alternative product when the market demand is going strong and strongest. And that's the explanation about the price skimming, market skimming pricing, and then we move on to market penetration going? Where market penetration pricing? I'm sorry. What is market penetration pricing? Market penetration pricing is an approach to pricing in which manufacturer sets a relatively low price for a product in the introductory stage of its life cycle with the intention of building market share. I want to give you a few examples. The number one, Netflix. The first example is Netflix. Who doesn't know about Netflix? The streaming entertainment in the world is very famous. Uh, and then the Netflix is a market in the United States. Netflix is a market leader for the streaming entertainment. They have a 51% of streaming subscription in the United States. Wow, huge number. And then established brands Netflix and Hulu have serious brand recognition and a loyal customer base because they offer the customer, they put the price very low, and then you can choose. You can, if you're a customer, if you want to subscribe to the Netflix, you can pay the price for a month, maybe for a 3 month, 6 month, or a year. After that, the internet providers. The second example is internet providers. Let's say IndiHome. IndiHome is regularly offers low introductory price, such as free or steeply discounted premium channels and low incremental cost of upgrading. Let's say IndiHome, if you have IndiHome at home, it's basically the local channel is, say, let's say like RCTI. No, IndiHome doesn't RCTI or something else. RCTI, TVRI, SCTV, maybe it's not SCTV. No, it's Trans TV, Trans 7, and many more. They IndiHome, they available it. What I'm saying is they put it for free, but if you want to watch the Disney Channel, if you want to watch it's not a local channel, maybe like Net Geo Wild is free. Fox movies, and then Fox channels. Fox have a lot of channels. If you want to watch it, you should buy it. You should purchase it. You should purchase the package of the Fox. If the package of what you want. If you want to take a look, if you want to watch a sport, so so you should buy it first, and then you can watch it. And you can watch it only for a month. That's the problem. That's what is it? That's the pricing, the market. That's the way they surviving, I think. And then sometimes customers can continue paying the higher bill, because why? Because it's upgrade, because the package that you got is upgrade. It's more and more. And then other utility providers also rely on penetration pricing in a market increasingly dominated by smartphones providers, PC devices. Of landlines may use penetration pricing to get customer to purchase a landline. Some even bundle these deals alongside cable, internet, and smartphone package. If you want to have Wi-Fi at your home, but you doesn't have the landline, the phone landline, you can't use it. You can't have the Wi-Fi. You should have the phone landline first, and then after that you can upgrade it to have Wi-Fi at your home. That's it for me, Anugrah Hadi, 2019-21-0040. The next presentation will be present by my friend. Okay, goodbye, peace, I'm out.
Thank you for the opportunities. My name is Atailah Mirosibul Hakim and my study number is 2019210266. I want to explain about the product mix pricing strategies. So the product mix pricing strategies is summarized in 5 products. There are product line pricing, optional product pricing, captive product pricing, by product pricing, and product bundle pricing. So the first is product line pricing. What is product line pricing? The product line pricing is setting the price step between various products in a product line based on cost differences between the products, customer evaluation of different features, and competitors' prices. For the example is probably a menu at McDonald's. You get a bundle consisting of a burger, fries, and a soft drink at a reduced price. The second thing is optional product pricing. What is optional product pricing? Optional product pricing is the pricing of optional or accessory products along with a main product. For the example is a car buyer has a choice to order a music system, GPS navigation system, or not to order such high quality and just simply buy a car. Another example is a refrigerator that comes up with an optional ice maker. Okay, the next is captive product pricing. The captive product pricing is setting a price for products that must be used along with main products, such as blades for a razor and games for a video game console. I will give an example. The example is that any items that are always sold in a bundle with another products. There are many common examples. There are razors and razor blades, and then printers and ink cartridge, and then smartphones and wireless plans. Then next is by product pricing. So the by product pricing is setting a price for by product to help offset the cost of disposing of them and help make the main product's price more competitive. For the example is when meat is processed for human consumption, the the byproduct can be used as a food for dog or cat or any animals. So the manufacturer can sell it in market to recover some of his expenses, say transportation and storage costs. And the next is product bundle pricing. Product bundle pricing is a combination several products and offering the bundle at a reduced price. For the example is the purchase of a combo meal at a fast food restaurant. It's like KFC or McDonald's or another fast food restaurant. Usually providing an entry, a side, and a drink for one single set price. Or the another example is television package that offer a collection of kid channels in a single bundle of tier. Okay, thank you. That's all my explanation. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks for your opportunity. Hello, my name is Fajar Mustafa and my student number 2019210292. Yes, I will presentation about price adjustment strategies. Companies usually adjust their base price to account for a customer difference and change the situation. Here we explain 7 price adjustment strategies summarized in 1. Discount and allowance pricing. Discount is a cash discount, a discount for the buyer who pays the bill right. A typical example is 2/10 net 30, which means even though payment is when within 30 days, the buyer can deduct 2% if the bill is paid off within 10 days. Quantity discount is a discount for buyers who buy in large quantities. Seller offers functional discounts, also called trade discount, to members of a trading channel who perform certain function, such as selling, keeping, and keeping records. Seasonal discounts are reduced price buyer who purchase merchandise or service out of season. Next, number 2, segmented pricing. Segmented pricing, the company sells a product or service at 2 or more prices, even though the difference in price is not based on difference in cost. Segment pricing takes several forms. Under customer segmented pricing, different customers pay different prices for the same product or service. For example, museums, movie theaters, and retail stores may change lower price for students and senior citizens. And next, number 3, psychological pricing. Psychological pricing, seller consider the psychology of price, not simply the economics. For example, customer usually perceive high price product as having higher quality when they can judge the quality of a product by examining it or by calling on past experience with it. The use price less to judge the quality, but when they cannot judge the quality because the lack the information or skill, price becomes an important quality signal. Thanks.
Thanks for the opportunity. My name is Tiara Aniska Onika Aji. My student ID is 298. In here, I will presentation about the promotional pricing. Promotional pricing is a sales promotion technique wherein a firm reduces the price of a product drastically but for a short period. Companies adopt several promotional pricing schemes. Some of them are listed below. The one, special event pricing. Companies offer discount and rebates on festival during the off-season with the intention to pull as many customers as possible. Second, cash rebates. The consumer goods companies face automobile sector, electronic industry, cellular industry offer the cash rebates on their item if purchased in a particular time period. And the third, loss leader pricing. Often big retail or supermarket reduce the price of a well-known brand with the intention to have an additional store traffic. Through this strategy, the retailers try to compensate their margin loss from the additional sales achieved from additional customers. Generally, this type of strategy is opposed by the manufacturer because this can dilute the image of his brand that is being sold at the least price by the retail. The fourth, low interest financing. Nowadays, especially the seller companies are offering an easy IMI scheme with less rate of interest, so as to boost the sale of their mobile sets. And 5, warranties and service contracts. The companies offer the extend warranties and free service of the product to the customer. And the 6, psychological discounting. This type of promotional pricing is very much visible this day. Under this strategy, the companies artificially set the high price of the product and them over without substantial savings. Geographical pricing in marketing is the practice of modifying a basic list price based on the geographical location of the buyer. It is intended to reflect the cost of shipping to different locations. There are several types of geographical pricing. There is FOB origin. The shipping cost from the factory or warehouse is paid by the purchase. Ownership of the good is transferred to buyer as soon as it leaves the point of origin. It can be either the buyer or seller that arrange for the transportation. Next is uniform delivery pricing. The same base price is charged to all. Any perceived variance in price result from difference in delivery cost. And the next, zone pricing. Prices increase as shipping distance increase. This is sometimes done by drawing concentric circle on a map with the plant or warehouse at the center and each circle defining the boundary of a price zone. Instead of using circles, irregularly shaped price boundaries can be drawn that reflect geography, population density, transportation infrastructure, and shipping costs. Zone pricing, as practiced in the gasoline industry in the United States, is the pricing of gasoline based on a complex and secret weighting of factors, such as the number of competing stations, number of vehicles, average traffic flow, population density, and geographic characteristics. Many business people and economics state that gasoline zone pricing merely reflect the cost of doing business in a complex and volatile marketplace. Critics contend that industry monopoly and the ability to control not only industry-owned corporate station but locally owned or franchise station makes zone pricing into an excuse to raise gasoline price virtually at will. Oil industry representatives contend that while they set wholesale and dealer tank wagon price, individual dealers are free to see whatever price they wish, and that this practice in itself goes with price variation outside industry control. The next is basis point pricing. Certain cities are designed as basis points. All goods shipped from a given basis point are charged the same amount. And the last is freight absorption pricing. The seller absorbs all or part of the cost of transportation. This amount to a price discount and is used as a promotional tactic. Next is dynamic pricing. Dynamic pricing is a basically that business strategy in which the entities companies set up price for both the product and service provided by them, which are quite flexible in nature. This is done depending on the current market demand, which heavily influenced by the condition of demand and supply in market file. The next is dynamic pricing. Dynamic pricing is basically the business strategy in which the entities set up price for both the product and the service provided by them, which are quite flexible in nature. This is done depending on the current market demand, which is heavily influenced by the condition of demand and supply in the market field. The concept of dynamic prices. Dynamic prices is also known with several other names like surge pricing, time-based pricing, or the demand pricing. The strategy of dynamic pricing enables various business entities to price the product or service based on market demand and set a firmly based and well-calculated algorithm. The algorithm takes various factors into account, which includes the supply and demand, competitor pricing, and various other external factors as well that are known to influence the market. A few marketing sectors like travel, hospitality, entertainment, electricity, public transport, retails widely practice the strategy of dynamic price, with a slightly different approach to relocating the price depending upon the needs of each customer. The business ends up having a lot of benefits. The dynamic price is designed especially for the internet-based market, which in recent times has gained massive popularity. In, in the internet allows the seller to make a change in the price, which in turn depends on the fluctuation in demand. With drop dynamic prices, one is able to make change in the prefix price setting, which is influenced by the recent day requirement and latest trends. And the work of dynamic pricing is to implement dynamic pricing, especially boots or properly designed coding programs are used that help in scraping through the analytics of the website, big data, and other insight data which related to the market of the user. Now once this is done, these boots and program try to gather as much information as possible related to the competitor, market pricing, and other critical information related to market demand. Many other factors such as targeted customer age, their geographical location, time, the competitor in the market, pricing of the product or the service, and in general and over demand help in setting up the dynamic pricing. Once this is done, the various online platforms like the travel commerce website or the online application service start implementing this dynamic pricing. In this way, they are able to offer different prices to their user completely based on market demand. The price here depend on both the time and location of the user, like the place from which they are ordering and the products that is being ordered. And the example of dynamic pricing is there is a reason why dynamic pricing is called real-time pricing. In dynamic pricing, one can instantly alter the price range of one product or service depending upon the market demand, profitability aspect, growth, and other trends. These dynamic pricing are allocated by software that are highly flexible in nature. There are several examples where one may have come across the dynamic pricing in their day-to-day lives. One such example can be seen in the airline industry. The airline industry uses advanced computerized system so that they can alter the price of the ticket frequently. Dot along a wide continuum, this dynamic pricing range from constant to infrequent alteration. This airline industry alters the pricing depending upon several factors like the viability of the seats, number of seat types of the seat, and also the duration of time before which the flight departs. Thus, for a single seat in flight, there can be several different prices possible set on demand. Another example that can be seen is in the field of music concert business. Some of the major players in the field use the dynamic pricing to increase the sales of the concert tickets. They keep the price low initially and then raise the price of the concert that come near. Now, if the price are kept low throughout, then the seller does not get any profit. So, when there is a fluctuation in the demand, the seller is able to benefit by reducing the price as the demand decrease and increasing the price once the demand start to increase. And the next, international pricing. Companies that market their product internationally must decide what prices to charge in different countries. In some cases, a company can set a uniform worldwide price. For example, Boeing sells its jetline at about the same price everywhere, whether the buyer is in the United States, Europe, or a third world country. However, most companies adjust their price to reflect local market conditions at cost consideration. The price that a company should charge in a specific country depends on many factors, including economic condition, competitive situation, law and regulation, and the nature of the wholesaling and retailing system. Consumer perception and preference also may vary from country to country, calling for different prices, or the company may have different marketing objectives in various world markets, which require change in strategy pricing. For example, Apple used a premium pricing strategy to introduce sophisticated feature-rich premium smartphone in carefully segment major market in developed countries and to affluent consumer in emerging markets. By contrast, is now under pressure to discount older models and develop cheaper, more basic phone model for sizable but less affluent market in developing countries. Driven discount older Apple phone sell at price 3 to 5 times those of competing low price model. So that is all for me. The next presentation will be followed by my colleague. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Kesempatannya, thank you to the opportunity. My name is Bran Perwira. My student number is 346. Here I will explain about the price change. Price change, after developing their pricing structure and strategies, companies often face situation in which they must initiate price change or respond to price change by companies. There are price change, two price change named indicating price change and responding to price change. Indicating price change. 1. Indicating price change. Here it explains that economics company think is very factually in a company where each company must compete with each other in getting customer and find situation so that the company can run smoothly and get big profit by recording normal price to the price of 3% so that the company it can be of great benefit. 2. Indicating price increase, where a system in favoring an advantage from increasing the amount of price and getting a finally get amount of price profit. To that, this system can also make the company economy return to normal and the scene where there is a price, there is also adequate quality. Buyer requests Buyer recruits to price change. Customer don't always interpret change in straight straight head for way straight head for weight. Why price increase? With usually decrease sales may have a profit meaning for the buyer as an explained. What do you think is Rolex raise the price of it now? What models? On the one hand, you might think that the watch is more exclusive or better made. On the other hand, you may think that Rolex is just getting greedy for what the traffic will better. 4. Competitor reacting to price change. Where a system in designate that the company think greatly affect the economies of the company, which is ebb and flow, so that the company does not get a profit. Responding to price change. So how does a company handle frustrating price change and how we must be consistent with customer in order to profit the best and satisfying quality on quality to customer, and we must know how this price change situation affect the company or not.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Rinaldi Dewisuma, number student 2019-216. Di sini saya akan menjelaskan public policies and preaching strategies. Public policies and preaching strategies. Most fruits are not fruits. Free to charge whatever breeds taking one to train product and server. There are restriction and regulation put in place by the government protects customer from unlawful breaches practice. Some of the components significant laws close the summer and closure and its and the Robinson Department at stimulus allowance to regulatory location and operating firms. The figure and about the picture grabs attention of the most significant public policy issue in prison blows a description of the first issue. 1. Bridging within channel level. Bridging fixing price fitting is the pattern of the working. White companies target apparent printings icon products white internation of the controlling the supply and demand in the market. This practice is named is an a fraction of the federal lands which racing companies from competition with comparison protein setting breeds. The breeding is also the illegal in Germany international market product and gambling and Unilever brands out in France and the Venice company total US dollar uh, 4 3 million. A predator prison. The pricing of the predator pricing is when firm sell its product or server the express the loss is waits the intentions of the fishing competition or of the market. The spreading is also prohibited federal, but it's very difficult to file from charges is not illegal to celebrate the laws to move into fishing but it's illegal to sell the laws so waits the intention of the driving competitions out of the market. This avoids much it's so the following call to prompt when frames against is this practice because one modes determine the intent of the frames. uh, to breathing across channel levels. Breathing discriminations, taking the first bridge than small customer. Speaking level of the tragic is close as bridge discrimination is the federally illegal unless frames can allow to foreign lieutenants pressing can also because a table frames selling the semi-product and a frame level of the quality to printing a style. An example of the printing destination was because less from things small ticket and adult thing is not cost. The variants are shown with the printing fixing range. Uh, Retail printing maintains loans prohibiting the printing of the retail press maintains printing frames from requesting the ladders to change speaking press for the product. Um, Thin frame is every second retail printing but no right recall from example. In the king of the iPhones, Apple cross legal reseller likes but Boeing and Walmart to iPhone specific spreads. The Western appearing the iPhone when SE was retail price maintains a long-term prohibiting in the pricing of retail price maintains preventing from requesting dealers to changing specing price from the product. The frame every rates to second retail price but now rates to request for example the chase of the iPhone to call legal like creating and likes but Boeing and Walmart to an iPhone expectation points was made iPhones. When the iPhone legends was a reseller and marketer education to seller its form for less than the preaching signature and Apple, the the captive preachings. The preaching of the captive preaching in novels, a seller taking, misleading the crowd or preaching the not spread a follow to customer. The most common example of things spreading when frames exclaiming its original preach to make a seller. Preach send more academic but it's also be a as one preaching and checking on one electing one harness one thoughts for the very preaching can customer higher preach at registration than one verdict in the stories takes parting from of the captive preaching is known as channel fraud. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.